All right. Hello. This is my presentation for special topics for my AI application. It's an IT ticket software, creation software. However, it has changed a little bit. I have talked to my supervisors and talked to people at my work more, and they've told me some things that they would like to see in in-house application, and some things that they would use daily if they had it, or that the organization would want to use. So it's still an IT ticketing software. However, there's a couple add-ons and a couple more features I added to kind of round it out and try to make it more complete and like an app that has true functionality and some cohesion. So let's log in here. All right, so this is the dashboard. So this is almost like a ticket timeline. It keeps track of all the tickets that were made and if they were resolved and completed or not. You see that their requester is labeled here, and the assignee, the person who did the ticket, is labeled here. It also has the dates, the time. These were done 2 days ago. This was today. You can search for tickets. You can filter through here, and you can double click a ticket, and it takes you into it. So you can check it out and edit it if need be, or do something particularly with it. A lot of the times, we will use these tickets as like a knowledge base. So let's say somebody calls with a weird problem. Like, I know it's not in here, but like new user. Like, let's say there's a ticket in here for this is just some not common issue. You can usually look up in this to find if there were any tickets done in the past of that particular thing to see how they solved it. So like, a new user is an easy thing, but let's say it was hard and you like, okay, new user, you double click and you read all of this information to see what the resolution was, the work performed, stuff like that. And so that's why it's important to have this dashboard. But if we click create ticket, brings you to this page. So let's say Blake Henry calls me, and he says that he needs a password reset. So I have a templates right here of the most common things, the most common calls that we get, where it's nice to just click a button and boom, that's what it is, instead of having to type it out every time. But because you want to be thorough with all the stuff that you write down, so other people can look through the ticket knowledge base. You don't want to have to write it all out every time because you get a lot of calls certain days. So click this button, reset user's password, confirm they could sign in successfully, and verified MFA was still working. So you get that, and then you put yourself as the assignee, and then you draft the ticket. And then the AI model is going to fill out everything. So it fills it out, it's completed, priority's low, password management, titles it, password reset, MFA verification, reset Blake Henry's password, confirm successful sign in, and verified MFA, and work performed, password reset, verified sign in, MFA, completed successfully. And then you just can click save ticket, and it saves it. You can go back to the dashboard. You can see that I must not put myself as the thing. I must have clicked it. You can see that it saves it, and that it is now in the ticket timeline, and it's search upable. So this is the main usage for this application. However, to fully flesh it out, we have the personnel tab. So here you can add new people. So let's say that a new person got hired, and ideally in the organization, everyone would be here, and maybe the UI would be a little bit more cleaner. Ideally, if there was 400 plus people in here, it'd be a better way to sort them. You can also search everything in this app through this search bar. So like, let's say you want to search that ticket that we just did. When you search somebody's name, it shows the tickets that they're associated with. It also shows their inventory, which I'll get to later. But yeah, the search is for absolutely everything. And so let's say we want to make somebody. So let's say Barry White, and B White at St. Charles Sheriff org. Let's say he has networking. Let's say he has networking experience and he's good personality. All right. Then once we fill out the info, we can just autofill and it'll fill it all out. Just, you can put some notes in here. Then you can hit save person and it saves him as a personnel member into my SQL. I have a little SQLite database that saves it all. As you can see, yeah. So when you add somebody to the user list, you can change their status, depending on if somebody is about to be on leave or they were just hired or if he's still just an applicant interviewing or he's active. So these should all be active. But if he's active, I'll also have this AI review button. It's not extremely, it's not very useful, but I've heard people talk of like companies using AI to review their personnel members and stuff, and some people hate it, some people like it, but I thought it would be worth just throwing it in there, just if it ever wanted to be completely built out to be an actual useful tool. But right now, it just kind of, when you click it, it just kind of sums up their experience. Like Barry White applied for deputy sheriff. Review the submitted experience, skills, and notes before moving forward. It's just, and then it tells you some follow-up questions you can ask. Fills out all their personal details right here in a concise thing. But yeah, so you can also delete a person. So let's just get rid of him. So he is gone. So when you add somebody through personnel, you can then start making tickets for them. Like you can find them in this list. I know I just deleted him, but he would be here in this list. And you can now select him to make tickets. But also, we have the inventory tab. So somebody, here, I kind of want to make him again. Networking certs. All right, Barry White. So look at inventory. So at my job, inventory is a important thing. Like whenever people need to have their whole list of equipment filled out, and this inventory app we use, it's very dated and old. It works, but they mentioned to us one time, they were like, does anybody in IT know how to code? Because we would love for somebody to make a in-house inventory system. And obviously we at IT was like, we're not gonna, they didn't, my supervisor and stuff did not want to do it. They told them that that's out of our purview, that we're not doing that. But because they've asked that, I thought it would be worth adding, just to flesh it out, just to flesh out the app. And so let's say we look up Barry, can add equipment. So let's say he has a Dell 55 series. Yeah, let's say he has a Dell 55 series and it's a computer. And the AI usage is less important on this one, but I added it there just to have it completely. And then let's say he also has a Z33 radio. And that would be a radio. You could put the serial number if you wanted. Yeah, see, that should be new. And boom. So you would add all of somebody's equipment. You return it, delete it, or like if you return it, it would go back into the inventory database of all the stuff that we actually have If you delete it, it's gone. Like the item is gone. You can edit it, change it if needs review or yes. So that is the inventory system. And then lastly, I'll show that when you add somebody like Barry, let's say look up Barry White, boom, and let's say his account was locked, reviewed the sign-in issue, confirmed the user could log in, and advised them to retry if the issue returns. That is a common one that we get where people are locked out and we have to just go unlock them, or they could actually sign in and they were just using their password wrong. So actually, you know what, for this, let's make one special. Let's say user called and said their desk phone shows no service and the red light keeps blinking. Because sometimes, people who call the help desk are not too good at explaining what is actually going on. So for this one, you would list it, and then at the bottom you would go, ended up being that the phone registration account needed to be rebinded. And it fills it out. The priority of this one should be higher than low, we'll say. So the AI could use some fixing in that department. But desk phone shows no service, red light blinking. User's desk phone is showing no service, and red light explaining the issue was resolved by rebinding the phone registration account. Rebound the phone registration account and rebound it successfully. I could put me as the assignee, and then you save the ticket. You can go back to the dashboard and see that it's there with a ticket ID, and now you can search it up. So if somebody said, red light blinking on phone, red light blinking, you would be able to find it in the knowledge base. Click on it, read it. And yeah, that is essentially, we have just a little settings page showing the AI model. I had it to switch, but I found that Qwen worked way better than the OpenAI model. And a few account stuff, and yeah, and also added this widget thing where you can bust it out into a smaller little window and do and do most things. You can do pretty much everything. It all dynamically works. You can draft the tickets, fill it out, go in here, you see it. So essentially, you could transition this into a phone app. I didn't do that for this, but it would be relatively easy, I believe, to transition. Inventory. Yep. So that is what I've got. Appreciate you again for doing this class for me. And let me know if there's anything else. All right. Thanks for listening.